We're going to start the recording. Here we go. It's Wednesday night, which means it's time for Quick Fix Golf and all their golfing buddies to get together and talk golf and talk about things that might help their game and help them enjoy the game more.
And have a few laughs.
And have a few laughs. Absolutely. And Darren DeMailey, my partner here, and proud to say, was at the PGA Championship because he had credentials. He was able to get up close, and you see a little circle of his noggin. There's Darren DeMailey right on the green.
Right?
Yeah, you can't miss that.
Well, look at the guy to the left of me, or on the screen here, just to the right there. That guy was not feeling any pain. I can promise you that.
He was toasted, huh?
He was toasted, as most people there were.
Well, we're going to talk about the PGA Championship tonight and what happened. I even looked up Phil's diet, and I ain't doing it. Let's see, there you go. And who's brought to you today? There it is. That's me, Bobby Lopez, PGA golf professional. I don't know why. I'm surprised they haven't thrown me out yet. And
well, they might after last week. When you hung out with Paige a little bit.
Yeah, that came close, didn't it?
Yep.
And Darren DeMailey taught 7 years for Jack Nicklaus. Was Jack there? Did you see him?
Never saw him once. Never showed up.
He never showed up?
Never showed up.
Tell us what we want the people to do.
So what we need you to do is get your cell phones out and take a video of your golf swing, and you can send it to us at quickservice@quickfixgolf.com. And it's the best analysis that money can't buy because it doesn't cost you a penny.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free.
It's free, and we'll analyze the swing, send you some drills to work on. You owe it to yourself because we want you to play better golf now.
We had a guy send one in from United Kingdom today. He was in Scotland. He was, yes. Nice guy, too. He was a lot of fun. And we picked out exactly what was wrong with his swing. Saved him a lot of time. There's Phil Mickelson.
There it is.
There he is. Look at the difference in his face since he's been on this diet.
Pretty amazing.
Unbelievable. I probably should do the diet, but I don't know if I can do that.
So we'll play a little drinking game here tonight. So every time you see Phil giving the thumbs up,
he was doing it all day.
Take a sip, right? He was exercising the thumbs all weekend, which was great. Activating the calves and hitting bombs. It's pretty amazing.
Now, there's the picture you took there, which is
yes.
DeChambeau.
Yeah, so this is a good picture here. And DeChambeau that was my goal for the whole time I was there. I wanted to see what it was like up front in person, and he did not disappoint. He was truly amazing. And in this picture here, I've got a few pictures of him where he's hitting a driver and he's got his back to me, and his lats were just so ginormous. It's unbelievable what he's turned his body into. And I'm surprised we haven't seen any pictures of him with his shirt off. I would like to see what it looks like there. His lats are just huge.
I know a guy in the fan at Richmond that's got a picture of him with his lats on.
Yeah. But it was pretty amazing. And there was one time we were on, I want to say it was the third hole. And Bryson was in between a driver and a 3-wood. And there was a good crowd there. And we were all screaming, get the driver out, get the driver out. And then when he finally got the driver out, the whole place erupted. It was fantastic. It was so electric there. It was a tough golf course to actually view stuff. A lot of the tees were set out in corners where you couldn't get close to them. And the golf course was set up as an in and out golf course. So it went, the first 4 holes went out, and then the 5th hole was across, and then the next of them, the next 7 through 9 came back in. The same thing with the backside. So as you played like 7 through 5 or 4, it was all the same wind direction. So, and then the patrons had no choice but to be in between those two. So, it was a very tough golf course to view, and a lot of sand too. It was not a lot of fun to walk. You get a lot of blisters for sure, and my shoes were destroyed. But a pretty amazing place, but tough to view a lot of golf. Yeah.
Now, did you like all the enthusiasm, rather than the old days of everything was so quiet? And here he is on the 3rd hole, and he's about to take back his putter, and, people were screaming. They were having a good time. I like that.
There was, yeah. And it was very much a Charleston crowd. a Kiowa crowd, a little different than a Bethpage crowd, but they still had, a good electricity to it. It was.
I think they should. I mean, look, place kickers have to kick a football with everybody screaming. Basketball, they're shooting a foul shot with everybody screaming. Baseball players have to hit a baseball with everybody screaming. Why can't golf? I mean, why does it have to be so quiet?
Yeah, we saw. I forget that Van Borsen. I forget the guy's name. He was the one who destroyed the tee marker. Did you see that?
No.
On 17, he hit a ball in the water, and he took a swipe at the tee marker and caught a little bit of it. And then he went for a second swipe at it and knocked the tee marker almost into the water, right by his caddy. But we had saw him a few holes earlier, and there was a couple walking on the path, and nobody was watching this guy because he was nobody knows him, and he was mumbling something to his caddy, and the caddy yelled out to this one couple walking down the path to be quiet. So we knew he was a hothead when we saw that. So
they don't be quiet. Come on, hit the freaking ball. What the
exactly?
I never let it bother me. I know I was playing and I was called a hot dog player because a couple would be walking along the ropes and they go, "Who's that hitting now?" I say, "I don't know, but let's get a hot dog."
Right, there you go. Who's this Lopez guy?
Yeah, I mean, and I tell you something. The fans come out there and they spend their $25 or $50, whatever it is, to get in. You deserve to give them a good time. I mean, sign autographs and that's what's keeping you playing. Because if people weren't interested in watching you play, you'd have nobody to play for.
Nope. And players need to be a little more receptive to that.
Now look at this. This is the driving range.
Pretty nice view there. But one of the things that I take away from this picture are the all of the different measuring devices there. I can see 3 quad foresights and a flight scope and a couple of TrackMan there. And the reason that they have them there is they just want to see how fast the ball's moving and how far it's moving for that day. And every day changes, temperature, humidity, things like that. And players are good gauging how far their ball's flying before they play.
That's what I tell people in the one-day school that we do at Myrtle Beach. I tell them, I say, when you really get good at this game, it's not a matter of being left and right. They're not that worried about hitting it to the left or to the right. Not that they don't do it, but it happens. It's being short and pass.
Yep.
It's the ability to be able to move the ball from point A to point B the right distance. Because even on a 40-foot putt, if you're 7 feet short or 10 feet past, you're toast. You're going to 3-putt.
Yep.
You got to roll the ball the right distance. You got to chip the ball the right distance. You got to hit your 40-yard shots the right distance, and so on. And once you get to 200 yards, don't even worry about it.
Yep, forget it. Just try and get it close.
Get it anywhere on the green. And look at the stats on PGA Tour.com. They don't get that ball that close to the hole from 200 yards.
Not from that distance.
No, they don't. But that was good. So that's the range. So then what else?
Yep.
How did that happen? Now there's Rory McIlroy.
So that's pretty much where I was sitting. I had a great view of the range there. There's Hideki, there's Rory, and Rory was all over the map on the range. He was hitting like big slices and then some pull hooks, and there was no consistency with it. And he managed to pull some scores together somehow. But Hideki Matsuyama by far was the most impressive thing that I saw there. That guy hit so many shots. I don't think he missed a shot. I didn't see a shot that he missed. And they were straight and they were long and they had this noise to it that just had this snap.
Sounded impact.
Yeah, the sounded impact. It was just this snap. And I watched him for a while right there. And it was just so impressive how straight it was. Because I'm always preaching, you got to curve the ball. You can't be hitting it straight. Nobody hits it straight.
But the ball has changed. Hogan used to say if you hit a ball straight, it was a mistake.
I agree. It's an accident.
You spun the ball. You spun the ball left. You spun the ball right. Today, I mean, it's like the range balls on the driving range. The dimple is shallow, so the ball doesn't spin as much.
Yep.
And they're not curving the ball. And I think that's a shame because it really takes some of the talent out of the game.
I agree.
But what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
That's where it's going. But let's see. What else we have here? Whoop. All right, now, what did you had some videos you wanted to look at?
Yeah, let's take a look at some V1 videos here.
So how do we switch?
Go down to the V1.
Oh, I got it. There you
Yep.
go. You're right.
There we go.
Which is the first one you wanted to look at?
I think maybe you look at Phil, right? Why not?
Yeah, why not? Where is he?
Here, I'll
Here,
take,
you take it.
take
you,
the bus.
You take the bus.
And, Phil was given a lot of credit to his instructor, Andrew Getson, to helping him kind of get his swing to where it needs to be.
Yeah, he's changed his path.
Oh, yeah.
You look at the old videos, and his path was all over the place.
Yep.
Now his path was far improved.
So I want to show this video here in particular is a lot about what he's doing, was doing with his path. So take a look at how the golf club's moving back. So at this point in the swing, he's in pretty good shape. And him and Getson were talking about specifically kind of this waist-high position of a path. So this golf club's starting to get a little bit behind him, right? There's the club, there's the hand, so it's a little behind. And then here he starts to lay the golf club off, and you can see how off plane he is. And this is, plane at this point would be the golf club pointing at the golf ball, and you can see how flat it is. It's not really pointing down this way. And his modern golf swing now is pointing down at the golf ball. Okay, so
this is an older video.
This is an older video, yes.
Okay.
So you can see how flat and around him it gets. And because it gets flat and around, very, very flat and around there, it's got to find a way to get to the golf ball. So watch how this club circles around. You see it there, how it's circling around? Watch. And now the club is coming from a different place. Now it's a lot steeper. And to me,
that's his old path.
Exactly. It's
yes,
never going to,
yes.
I don't think there's anybody ever, very few people have been consistent where you've got a steeper path here on the way down than you were on the way back. And to me, it just doesn't work. See the difference there? There's the path going back. And there's the path coming down steeper. And him and Getson have worked a tremendous amount to make sure that these paths or the plane, whatever you want to call it, are much closer. They're more on top
Back
of
it up
each other.
just a little bit. Just a little bit. And the club face is open. Right
and that,
there.
yeah, exactly, because when you have these steepening and shallowing effects, the golf club, the face is going to change accordingly. So
remember, everybody, the club face, the path, the club face, the path, the club face, the path.
Yep.
The ball can't pay attention to anything else
Nope.
but the club face and the path.
Yep. So that's kind of one of the things that they're working on, and why he's hitting just so many more fairways. He's more accurate.
Well, but he didn't hit a lot of fairways on Sunday.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
At least that's what they said on TV. I don't know, but you miss a fairway by 2 yards. They count it as missing a fairway.
Yep.
It's not really,
Let's put it this way.
But I was impressed with his path.
His ball was in play. Let's just put it that way.
I saw immediately when I saw him swing. I said, "That's not Phil. That's a new Phil."
Yep.
Because that was a completely different path than what I've seen in other videos that I've looked at him.
Yep. So pretty impressive on how he's.
You got the new swing, guys? You got the new path?
No, this is the old one.
This is the old path.
Yeah, do you have a new one or no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Don't be fast forwarding on us, Albie. We'll get there.
No, because I'm a steeper kind of guy, and I'm tired of it.
So are we.
Send us your Visa card.
We'll fix that backswing for you. The downswing. What we're gonna do is break your arm, and then. Now, what about Hideki?
So anyway, yeah, let's get to Hideki.
Phil, what his new swing?
Let's get to Hideki first.
Okay,
So,
we'll make Albie wait.
yep.
He'll go nuts.
And where is it here?
His beautiful wife Ruthie's got to put up with him.
She's laughing.
He's okay.
All right. So, Hideki to me was the most impressive thing I've seen, and I've seen a lot of amazing players.
After watching Nicklaus for 7 years.
Exactly. I've seen the best of the best, and this was just so impressive to me. And so I decided to dig a little deeper into what's going on in his golf swing. And nowadays he doesn't have that pause. He was always known for that pause at the top.
Yeah, at the top.
It was a good, there was a good, half a second pause at the top of the swing. And I remember there was this great comparison with him and Ricky Fowler.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ricky's like lightning fast.
Had gone into a finish and started to walk to his ball, and Hideki was still at the top of his swing. So a little different in the timing.
But that's Ricky's personality.
Yeah, exactly. But he's changed that timing in there, and no more pause. And I don't think we've heard why. That nobody's really come out and stated why that the pause is gone. But
wait a minute, you forgot to do it. Oh, Matsuyama-san. Oh, hit ball very far. Go ahead.
And his only coach is his father.
Height.
So
his only coach is his
where's
father.
Rico? We need Rico here
Height.
to translate.
Height.
His only coach for his whole entire life was his father. But let's take a look at a few things in his golf swing, especially things that I don't specifically like. And he moves the club on a very good path. It's nice and steep coming back.
Not only that, the club head's outside the hands as he first takes it back.
And it's pointing right down into the ball. Now, did we see that with Phil? No. Phil's golf swing was more over this way, right? But here's kind of what I don't like in the golf swing.
Face is open.
I don't like it up there. I can't. I'm not a fan.
Face is wide open.
Right. So what does that mean? Face wide open. Well,
you got to hustle.
You got to hustle. It means that you see the whole entire club face on the left side of the shaft there. And to me, from there, you've got to have a lot of rotation on the way down to square the face up. Not what I like to see with most people, but it works for him. He's got it timed very, very well in there. Let's take it down a little bit.
In a way, he's like Hogan, because Hogan learned to open the face through his grip. I don't know how he did it, but it was grip because he would like to release the club so hard at the bottom.
Yep.
But that's very risky.
It's risky. Yep.
Oh, Matsuyama, take very, very risky. Height.
And then from there, you can see he almost has like an over-the-top move, right? Look there. From there, it's just a little over-the-top move. And then he starts to get the club more behind him as he rotates the body well through. But once again, look at where the shaft is here. Let me clean this up. Shaft is there coming back. That's right. Exactly on it. Did we see that with Phil?
No.
No, we didn't.
Not with the old video. We haven't seen
the old video. We haven't seen the new video yet, but
the new video, I just saw it, quickly on TV, but I looked at it and it immediately said, that's a different path.
Yep.
That's not how Phil used to swing the golf club. So he did do the diet and everything else that went with it, but he's also worked on his swing.
Yep. So, to me, that's, if you want to hit the golf ball straight, that's what you need to do. You need to have the same plane back and through. One of the things that I remember when I was working for Nicklaus, Rick Smith was working with Gary, his son, and Gary was playing the tour at the time. And every time that they used the V1 at the Bears Club, and they saved the videos, he would draw a circle around the hands, just like this, and then he'd draw a line. Let me reset this here. He'd draw a circle on the hands here. He'd draw a line with the shaft. And the idea was to have that same exact picture on the way down. Right to where the hands...
Well, he looks like he's going to go right over it.
It does, doesn't it? But at that point, he just gets right back to where it is. And it's pretty amazing how, I'm telling you, how straight he hit it. And this is why. He's got a good plane going back. Good plane kind of coming back down.
But still, I sort of agree with Hogan to say, look, if you're hitting a 6-iron shot into a green, if you're bending the ball left to right like Trevino, the ball lands left of the flagstick. When it lands and kicks, it's going closer and closer to the hole. If you're hitting the ball straight, which side of the flagstick are you on?
Yeah, exactly. You can't dance in the middle of the street.
You haven't seen Cubans. They dance in the middle of the street.
Sure they do. But yeah, you want the ball moving towards the target and not away from it. So it's very difficult to hit a ball straight. And if you don't hit it straight, the ball's moving away from the target. So that's why the best of the best learn to curve the golf ball towards the target and not hit it straight. So
yeah, Jimmy DeMary used to tell me, learn how to hit it one way. Either left to right or right to left. Because I used to hit my irons left to right and my driver right to left. Because I wanted to get some spin out of the driver. And I wanted to get some accuracy out of the iron. So I played both sides of the plate.
Yep.
It's hurt me all my life. But go ahead.
All right, so that's a little bit on Hideki there. We can go back to Phil. Anybody have any questions so far?
Turn on your microphone.
Let's see.
Here's Orenberger. Turn on your mic, Paul.
Hey, Bobby. How you doing?
What's going on, buddy? Is there any questions you have about the PGA Championship?
Not yet.
Not yet. Right. Hey, what can I tell you? What other video did you have?
All right. Let's go back and take a little bit more of a look at a more modern day Phil. Here we go.
It's still a little laid off.
Yep, still a little laid off.
See, reroutes it.
Yep, and that's steeper. And this is recent video.
That looks like it's in Scotland or somewhere.
Yep, this was probably the Scottish Open would be my guess. But that's kind of what they're working on. And then he's also getting really, he's getting really narrow in there. And that's another thing. The golf club the shaft is very, very close to his left shoulder there. He's trying to create a little bit more width in there. And it's worked out for him. It's worked out.
His path looked different on TV.
It is different. It's a way different path.
We don't have any video from that, do we?
No, we're working on that.
All right, we'll get it. But there's a definite big change in his path and his golf swing. And that still doesn't guarantee you the center of the fairway because he had some shots like that. What's number 18? It was in the rough to the left. We hit an iron up there.
Yeah, but you don't know what his intent was there. Do you know he didn't want to hit it there?
He didn't want to hit it to the right.
You're correct, yes. And we were there on 18, and we talked to one of the marshals there, and he was telling us that everybody was hitting it left on number 18 by the grandstands, as opposed to the right on that hole, because the right was just death, and if you hit it in the grandstands, you get a free drop. So I bet you Phil on number 18.
No, hey, if I hit it in the grandstand, what the hell?
Let's hit it in the grandstands, and he's hit there many times, hasn't he? He loves playing from the grandstands. But you get a free drop from there. And he just killed that drive all the way down there. It was just amazing. The hole was playing so different on Sunday because of the wind direction. It was more downwind. And all week, players were hitting shots from 200 to 225 yards. And then on Sunday, they were hitting shots from, I think Phil had like 150 left. So a big difference in kind of the finishing holes there as it came to Sunday. So
plus, a lot of folks ask me, tell me, say, how does he hit a 9-iron 150 yards?
Well, it's not a 9-iron.
Number one, it's not a 9-iron, and on number two, you just can't imagine the adrenaline going through your body. I mean, I know I felt like in a couple of tournaments that I played in that I felt like I could jump over the top of the clubhouse.
Sure.
I mean, you're so fired up that it's probably not different than any other sport.
Nope.
You're fired up. I mean, so you're not going to hit the ball the same distance that you would if you were just hitting balls on the range.
Yep.
Any questions?
Can you show us somebody who's on playing?
Yeah, why not?
Well,
Somebody
we just
who's
showed you
on them.
Hideki. I mean, that doesn't get any.
Well, he was a little above it on the start, anyway. What about the Morikawa? They love his swing, no?
No, because he's got a lot of rotation of the face in that swing. There's a ton of
Oh yeah.
of,
Is there?
of timing that's going on in there. You know, Kevin Kisner. I don't think I have him on here, do I? No, Kevin Kisner is a great example of a plane back and through, very similar. But the problem with a plane going back and through on the same plane going back coming through, what do you think the problem is?
Boredom.
On the plane going the same on the way back. You know, the plane on the way down should be a little bit inside of the plane on the way back.
Why?
Because you've got to rotate the club face.
And you want to create curve. If you're going back and down on the same plane,
Yeah, you got to create some curve.
You got to create curve. So
you can't hit it straight.
You can't hit it straight. But that was my point with Hideki. That's why I was hitting it so straight. You know, to me, I like to see a shallowing path like a Matt Kuchar. That's really the swing that I like to see. If you look at Kuchar, it's a steeper path coming back, vertical. And then on the way down, it shallows. Yep, there it is. And that to me is the easiest way, your best chance to play the game. But to me, back and through on the same plane, you're hitting it just too straight. And we all know what the problem with straight is. The ball's going to move away from the target if you don't hit it straight. And it's tough to do.
The ball's going to definitely move either to the right of the target or the left of the target.
Yep.
A problem. I curve the ball. It goes away from the target anyway.
Who's that, Frankie?
Yeah.
What did Frankie say?
He said his ball curves away from the target either way. You got to aim further left.
I know that feeling, Frankie. But the other thing that concerned me about the tournament is it seemed like everything was set up for the long hitters. I mean, if you couldn't hit the ball a good ways, you can't play that golf course. At 8,000 yards, you ain't playing it if you're hitting a 260 off the tee. It ain't happening. I don't care if you're the most talented. I mean, how could Lee Trevino compete in today's world? But Trevino didn't hit it for the 270.
No, he couldn't. But you look at how about a Padraig Harrington? He finished tied for 5th or tied for 4th.
And what's his average drive?
It's a good question. Good question. We can look that up. But anybody else have any questions?
I noticed that Zach Johnson had a 10 on the second hole. I forget which day. Maybe the second day on that par 5 second hole.
On the second hole?
Yeah, I think it was the second.
Yeah, second hole is a par 5.
Yeah, and he made a 10.
Wow, I didn't see that.
And he hits it straight usually. He's pretty straight, but he's not long either.
Let's see where Padraig Harrington is on this.
I think you just passed him.
Did I? There he is. That's pretty good though for someone his age. He's 58th in driving distance?
What's his distance? What's his average?
I'm trying to find it here. Just
303 yards.
Pop-ups.
300 yards.
That's not too bad for an old man.
It makes sense. But I mean, a guy hits a 280, he might as well not show up.
It's tough to play a golf course like that. Yeah.
You might as well not show up. Look at these distances these kids are hitting the ball.
It would have been nice to see a little bit more out of Jordan Spieth that week, but.
Yeah, but did you see his practice swing?
Yes. Yes.
He must be seeing the same guy that Matt Kuchar's seeing.
Yes. Yep.
Is he?
Yep. Well, I don't know who. No, he's still with Cameron McCormick, but they're probably thinking the similar stuff. So it's quiet in that camp, but they haven't really let anything out. But
anyway. He was like throwing it over the shoulder. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I went, oh, Maron.
Yep.
That's the end of this kid.
Yep.
You know, you can get to where you start thinking too much and trying to do too many different things remember, it's the club path and the club face, and the club path and the club face. And if you can control the path anywhere short of the ball and through the ball, that's what matters. And if you control the club face short of the ball and through the ball, that's what matters. And that's the only thing the ball's going to feel.
Yep. What was Bobby Clampett saying when we had him on? He was talking about that 5-inch zone or something along those lines.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you so when we look at somebody swinging, you say, hey, is there something this guy's doing that's prohibiting him from getting the club face back to square and the path back to square at impact?
Yep.
What is that? And how do we?
And we can help you with that. Just send us your videos, quick service at quickfixgolf.com. Not a penny out of your pocket. You know, the best analysis that money can't buy.
The kid from London today was great. It was fun because he right away you could see he was behind himself, you know, and he was pretty good, actually a pretty good player. I bet he shoots in the 70s.
Okay.
But he had to jump up at impact because he got so far in front of the golf ball that he couldn't extend his arms. He couldn't extend his swing. So hopefully he'll join the gang.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll be able to help him. It's not that hard. You just got to get out your cell phone and video your swing and send it to us, and we'll figure out what the heck's going on. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
And send you some drills to work on. So.
But we don't tell you what you should be doing because we think you should be doing that. We say, this is what's going on, and we've seen this antidote work, and we've seen this antidote work, and we've seen this one. I don't know which one's going to work for you, but here's 3 of them. And try one of these, and this is going to work.
And one of them will work because we've had success with it. So.
Yeah, they'll reprogram the path and reprogram the face. It's not a matter of you learning 1 plane, 9 plane, or 5 plane, or whatever, you know. So,
but it was nice to see some live golf this week or last week, and the fans were out there. There were no face masks. It was really electric, and finally to see some sport where the crowd is getting involved it was just awesome. So I really enjoyed it, and thank you for covering for me.
I tell you what.
Thanks for covering for me.
No. Listen, that's my pleasure. Darren has done so much here at Myrtle Beach, and like he says, he got here, you know, and with all kinds of dreams and whatever. And I'm just glad that I could be part of it. That's all. But I forgot what I was going to say.
What a surprise. And we got a brain for sale. But we're going to have some great guests going forward. I met a bunch of people at the PGA Championship. Rich Beam was really, really great to talk to. So hopefully we'll have him on here. I'm trying to get him on in the next couple of weeks. You just name it. I ran into a ton of people, and all expressed some interest in coming on. So we'll get them on here. And
that's why I'm glad you went, because I knew you'd run into, you know, lots of folks that would help us out, and that's what it's all about. I mean, it's golf.
Yep.
Golf's supposed to be fun.
Hey, Darren.
Who's got a
Darren.
question?
Yeah, I got a question. Darren, you got an insight on what's going on between Kepka and DeChambeau?
Can't hear him hardly.
That was fantastic. We don't want to hear him.
Oh.
That was fantastic. So you saw obviously the Twitter feed on that.
Yeah.
For anybody who didn't see that video, Kepka was doing an interview with not Steve Sands. I forget the guy's name. Giving an interview, and Kepka out of the corner of his eye saw that Bryson was walking behind him, and he kind of rolled his eyes. And the question was about putting, and Kepka said something along the lines of that the wind was kind of bothering him, and he really couldn't get the putter going. And then Bryson, sarcastically walking by, said, "You better hit it on the proper line," or hit it on the proper line, something along those lines. And then it just sent Brooks into a tizzy where he started to send some F-bombs out there, and he lost his train of thought.
I wish he had put the gloves on and fought.
I know, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it had something to do with Bryson wearing metal spikes too. That was another one that came up because Kepka was all upset because he was spiking the greens.
Yeah, yep. There's a lot to it there. But here's what's going to be fantastic. We've got a Ryder Cup coming up in a couple of months. And, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, used to be, I would put all the money that I have on the European team, because this American team coming into the Ryder Cup, there's no gel, there's no mojo between them all. Patrick Reed, Kepka.
This is something I can speak to personally, having played in Europe. I'm gonna tell you something. The European guys have got it over us as far as getting along with each other and loving each other and rooting for each other. And that's the problem. We've gotten cocky. They made too much freaking money too easy. They got a jet plane. They got.
Well, how else are they going to get there?
Well, I'm serious. And the European players, they actually really do, meld together, and they really care. They're not, well, the American players are going, I'm not getting any money for this. The hell with it,
Exactly, right? They're not getting paid.
Yeah, so it's, and that wasn't the way in the old days. I remember, look, when I got my first start and I was director of golf at Nueva Andalucía, Marbella, Spain. Who shows up all of a sudden? 1973. I'm 23 years old. Here's Jack Nicklaus, Johnny Miller representing the United States. Gary Player and Ubi Akiwa representing South Africa, and et cetera, et cetera. And all these guys I've watched on TV and I dreamed about. Now I'm there with them. And the Americans were like heads above everybody else. Period.
Yep.
It wasn't even, nobody even thought. In fact, I tell you what, I had the two Spanish players. It was Valentin Barrios and it was Angel Gallardo. And I was talking to them in the locker room and they said, oh, nobody can break 70 on this golf course. It's too hard. I said, let me tell you something. Get out your pesetas.
Right.
Pesetas with the money in Spain. I says, I bet you anything you want that Nicklaus and Miller both shoot under 70 in the first round. Because I know I can shoot under 70. And I know they can. Because I was 23 at the time. And I could play. And what happened the first day? Johnny Miller shot 65 and Nicklaus shot 68. And I went back in the locker room and got my money.
There you go.
But, the guys, the Americans were, and they didn't go there thinking, hey, I'm not getting any money for this, whatever. Nope. They knew they were representing the United States of America. And that means more than money.
Yep. So we'll see what happens in September. They're at Kohler, in Kohler, Wisconsin at Whistling Straits. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And Steve Stricker is kind of a mellow guy. He's kind of a vanilla guy, at least in my book. And it'll be interesting. He's
the team captain?
He's the team captain.
Well, I'll tell you what. You don't want to have me as a team captain.
No.
I light a fire under their ass.
But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what was going on with Kepka and DeChambeau. So looking forward to see what happens with Whistling.
Oh, tell them the story about DeChambeau with the lunches.
Really?
Can you tell that?
You should tell that story.
You should tell that story, okay.
Because everybody thinks Bryson's so nice. But he definitely has a hot temper to him. At the British Open a couple years ago, I saw him throwing clubs and breaking clubs. So he's got a temper in there. Don't think that cute smile that everybody likes is not covering up something.
Any questions? Now we'll call it a night, but lay it on us.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, good job.
All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Shared a little
Good
bit.
night.
You see how much clearer the picture is now? Thanks.
Yeah, that's terrific.
And we got our
Bobby,
microphones working.
That's your house in the background, Bobby?
Yes. That's my bathroom.
No shit.
That's my bathroom.
Whew. Seats too.
Put it. That's St. Andrews, isn't it, in the background?
Yeah.
Is that what it is, St. Andrews?
Yep.
Looks pretty
St.
good.
Andrews is a public course. It's not the greatest golf course of all time. It's just it's just got the fame of whatever, but it's not
Got a road.
the most beautiful golf course you've ever played in your life.
Yeah, it's got a road on 17, right? And buildings.
Yeah, well, we should put together. I'm telling you, we should put together a trip to go to Spain to play golf. We got some beautiful golf courses in Spain, and the food's better. I'm serious.
I'm sure it is.
I'm serious. Plus, we get a bunch of guys together, like Miguel Jimenez and all those other guys to help out. They all want to bring people to Spain. But everybody wants to go to Scotland. Everybody wants to go to Ireland. Everybody wants to go to England. And they're beautiful places in Ireland. I've been there, and it's wonderful. The people are wonderful, but there's other places as well. You know, and Spain's built some beautiful golf courses, and I was lucky enough to play a few of them. And Trent Jones, all those guys went out there and built golf courses.
Yep.
Any
All
other
right.
questions?
Sounds good.
Going once?
See you next week.
All right, sounds good.
Going twice?
Thanks a bunch, guys. See you
You're
next
out
week.
here.
Thank you.